What's up you guys, it's your girl Carly. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. In today's video, I thought we would do a fun college Q&A. I've been seeing this video floating around the internet and I was like, you know what, let's discuss what I do in college. So I asked a few questions to a few Facebook groups and just, compiled some questions that people have asked me about my degree and all of that stuff, and I thought I would bring it to you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Question number one is, what is your major? I actually have a marketing major. I've been a marketing major ever since I got accepted into school. I declared it my literal first week of college and I've never looked back. Something that's really cool that my school actually just started doing at the beginning of the semester that started this year, so right in January 2019, is the business program can now do minors. Before, you could never do a minor in the business program, you could only do a double major. Now I have a marketing major and a legal minor, and I think that is so fun. I really enjoy law, and I had all of these extra business electives to fill up, and I didn't really know what I wanted to take because I didn't want to do more managerial accounting and I didn't want to do finance or operations, but I really enjoyed law. I actually filled up all of my business electives with law classes, and now I'm getting a legal minor, and it's so fun. I really love it. So in short, I have a major in marketing and a minor in law. The next question is, have you ever wanted to drop out? And I actually did drop out of school this time last year. At the time, I was going into my third year, and I was like, you know what, like, I feel like I have so much experience already. At the time, I worked in my field. I had been blogging for 4 years. I've been doing like the YouTube, podcast, all of this stuff. I felt really knowledgeable and like I had a ton of experience, which I did, and I still do. But I was like, you know what, like, I can do exactly what I'm doing right now without school. Like, I don't need university. So I was like, hey, family, like, I'm not going back to school, and they obviously were not impressed by that. Still happened. So I dropped out of school for 4 months, and then I decided to go back. I realized that I do actually need my degree for things, and I'll need it to do other things in the future, which we're gonna talk about at the end of the video as to why I do need my degree. I did drop out for 4 months, and then I went back, took a few summer classes, and now I'm on track to graduate soon. I guess because I brought it up, we'll talk about graduating really quick. So the next question is, when do you graduate? So I actually graduate April 2020 is when all of my finals and stuff will be over. However, in the university that I go to, convocation isn't until June. So even the kids that finished all of their classes this April, it's literally May 21st right now. Even the kids that have already finished their April classes, they don't convocate or officially get their piece of paper or walk the stage or anything until June. That kind of sucks, but I will officially convocate in June of 2020. The next question is, what is dating like in college? This is a question that I see so many people answer on Q&As, and I'm sorry to disappoint, but dating in college, I guess maybe dating in like Canadian colleges is just not that different. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of us don't live on campus. Like, our on-campus housing isn't that good. Like, we don't have a lot of Greek life. We don't have like a lot of community. So many people in the universities, they'll live in their homes and then like drive or like transit to their university. There's not a lot of like encouraging of living on campus or anything like that. The people that you like meet are really the only people in your class, and then sometimes people in like your friend and your social circle. You don't like have a lot of opportunities to meet guys and like date in college here. So next question is, did you go straight into college from high school? And the answer is no. I actually did a gap year. So I graduated in 2014 and I started school in 2015. There's a few reasons for this. Reason one is I actually didn't originally apply to the business program. I actually was a musical theater major before I got into university for marketing. So I had to do all of that stuff, and I ended up not getting into musical theater school, and I had to figure out how, like, and what I was gonna do. Eventually I did apply for marketing and I got into the business program, but I did take a year off. During my year off, I did a lot of like really cool things. I actually was a CFL cheerleader for a while, and that was really cool. I cheered all of 2014. It was an amazing experience and something that's really cool and something that I'll cherish forever. Something that's also really cool about cheering in the CFL was my mom was also like a CFL cheerleader, so now we're both alumni and we get to do like group events and stuff with all of our other like cheerleading sisters, so that is really cool. But I did take a gap year between high school and university, so I could have been graduated already, but I did take that year off, and now I'm not graduating until next year. But next question is, what is the hardest part about college? I would say the hardest part about college is a few things. Number one is the transition period between high school and college and like the workload. A lot of people say like, oh, like your university profs, like they won't care if you had like things to do or you had to go to the doctor, like you need to like get your shit together. And to some degree that's true, but to some degree you could be like, hey, like send an email off to your prof and be like, hey, I'm so sorry, like blah, blah, blah. And they're like, cool, I'll extend your deadline by like 3 weeks. It's kind of a hit and miss, but in university, the workload is just so much more than in high school. You don't have 8 weeks to write a paper. You don't have 4 months to do a final project. You literally have one after the other, especially in the math-oriented classes. So all of my accounting and finance classes had stuff due every single week. You had to be really on top of it. You had to be like really independent. And that is a really big struggle for me when it comes to university. I just like feel like I need more time and you just don't get it in college. So I'd say probably that's one of the biggest struggles. That being said, I am in 2 fourth-year capstone courses right now over the summer, and summer classes are only 6 weeks and they only happen twice a week for 3 hours a week. And it's so much work. I would also say that summer classes are a very hard thing about college as well. If you don't have to take them, I wouldn't. I would only take summer classes if they're easy classes. My first summer class ever was actually Introduction to Yoga, which was a class I did get credit for. It was a super easy class. And then another one I took was online. So I definitely would not recommend taking your 4th-year classes, your capstone, like you're like supposed to be almost done your degree courses over the summer over 6 weeks, but I'm doing it right now and I'm doing okay. The next question is, what are college parties like? And I feel like I'm gonna disappoint so many people with this answer. Like I said before, we do not have college fraternities, we do not have sororities at my college. But that being said, here's my theory on why my city and like I guess Canada in general just doesn't have that many like big college parties, is because our legal drinking age is so much lower than the States. So in Alberta, where I'm from, the legal drinking age is 18. A lot of kids in high school even turn 18 while in high school, so they have from 18 to 21 to like drink and party and all that stuff. So I mean, if you graduate from high school, go straight into university, you're gonna be out at a club, like you're gonna be out at the bar. You don't need to rely on college parties to get drunk and have a good time because you can like legally do it anywhere if you're over the age of 18 in Alberta. Alrighty, and last question of the Q&A, the one I'm so freaking excited to answer, is what are your plans after graduation? This is such a freaking loaded question. I am so excited to answer it though because it comes with like a lot of parts, so here we go. As we said before, I do graduate in June of 2020, and as we also said before, I almost dropped out of university, but I didn't, and here's why. I actually am making plans, or like I'm in the works of wanting to move to California. Recently got in touch with an immigration lawyer probably about 6 months ago about what I would need to move to California and all of that stuff. And surprisingly, I didn't know this, but there is a visa called a TN visa that is a NAFTA visa between the US, Canada, and Mexico. And basically all you need for that is a university degree and a job offer. And so when I say job offer, I don't mean like a sponsorship. You literally just need like a written job offer in writing that they send to you, and then you show up to the border, you pay $56, you get a stamp in your passport, and you're good to work in the US. I was like, you know what? I have no commitments, I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have a family. Like, I have a family, not like a family of my own. I don't have a lot of commitments right now. I work for myself too. Like, I don't even have like a corporate job. One of the stipulations of the visa that I need is that you do need a college degree. So I do have to finish my degree, which now I plan on doing anyways, but I have to finish my degree to obtain this visa. That is kind of my plan for after graduation. Now, the type of field that I want to work in is influencer relations and social media marketing. So for those of you that don't know, I actually did work in social media marketing for 2 years, and now I do work for myself. I've had a blog for 5 years. I run this YouTube channel, I run a podcast, all this stuff. I used to work on the radio. It's very like a passion of mine, and I really enjoy it, and I'm very understanding of the industry. I really want to work in a place that works with influencers. I love that whole like section of social media. There's so many different parts of social media, but influencer relations is something that I do really truly love and enjoy. So I'd really like to work at an influencer firm of some kind, and I think that would be just so cool. So my plans are move to LA, work in an influencer firm, and then hopefully like YouTube and the podcast and Instagram will be popping, and then that can be like my real job, and like those are kind of like my dream plans for right now. That is it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. I post videos every single day this May, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye guys!